Hey everybody, welcome back. I forgot to film an intro, and so I've chucked the intro at the start and then do this bit. Otherwise, it's just the same thing twice. But yeah, get into the car. Hopefully today, well, I already know, but hopefully today we're going to start the car. We do start the car. And troubleshoot a few little bits and pieces. There's a few bits that I didn't realize that I had done wrong, and when I was wiring it up in bits and pieces, but we'll find out. And yeah, it's a really good episode. I enjoyed it. It's put a smile on my face for a couple of days. But yeah, let's get into it. Time to drop some fuel, clean up a few little bits and pieces, like check the fuel system, oil, get some oil pressure, all that kind of stuff. So first we're going to jump into drain the fuel tank and getting that sorted. Let's get into it. Here we are. So I have pulled out all the spark plugs, pulled out the ignition leads on both sides, spilt oil everywhere because I really can't pour oil apparently. Just checked over everything. Everything's looking pretty good. So yeah, after checking everything over, it's all looking really nice. I've got a few little things to tidy up, but that can wait. But yeah, now gonna jump in the car, turn the car over, hopefully get some oil pressure, and if that's all good, then we'll chuck the spark plugs in, and hopefully we can get it to start. We have oil pressure. That was easy. So I'll show you in the cabin, but here we go. I got the speedo out and it's echoey now. But up here we have oil pressure and generator. This one's running around because it's not running, but there we go, oil pressure, and it stays there and comes back. So we good. And now going to come back around the back, chuck new spark plugs in, put the leads on, get it all sorted, and hopefully we can start the engine. There we go, all sorted. Plugs and wires on both sides, all done. This little wire will I'll tidy up in a little bit, but for now it can sit there. But yeah, looking really nice. So now onto the fuel system. Got a different fuel filter too, by the way. But I'll crack here, and actually I might crack at the back. Actually, I think it might be already. Yeah, crack it there, get some fuel pressure up, and then we'll know that we actually have fuel coming in. And then I can plug the ignition coil in, and then we can see what happens.
fuel pump because I thought it was not working. But as you can see here, it's got a plus, and on this side, just here, you can kind of make it out a minus. So I was like, oh yeah, awesome. Negative, positive. And then, yeah, you look on the pump, and it's opposite. So I'm here fucking freaking out. I'm here bloody freaking out because I think I'm having it the wrong way, but just don't listen to other people and work it out for yourself, because it says right there that that's positive and that's negative. So clean it back up, put it back in the car, and hopefully have some fuel. Number 2. Whoa! Here we go. Test number 3. Hopefully, over in that corner where the fuel filter is, we don't get leaks. Hey! Here we go. Okay, so fuel pump, everything is good. So let's try and start it. CDI in, coil plugged in, bad rags out of there. Okay. So we should be able to start this. Let's see what happens. Let's get you back here just in case. Well, that's not fun. Not even a pop.
Okay, so I have problems. I've stuffed up a little bit of wiring when I made my wiring loom. And so imagine if you got 1, 2, 3, 4 pins at the top, and then pin 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom. And I'd mixed up 1 and 5 and 2 and 6, and so nothing was working properly. I should have worked it out earlier with the fuel pump just continuing to run and just building pressure. But I guessed it was building pressure, but it was actually just continuing to run. So something I should have picked up, but I didn't. I all sorted it off camera, just push the pins out, push the pins into the right space, and it all worked. And so yeah, back to it.
Oh, baby! Yes! Oh, yes! Whoa, mate. So, a couple days after, first start, and I am so happy still. Like, smiling ear to ear, looking like a creepy fella. But yeah, it's all in there, it's running. So now, we're going to tidy up a few of these wires. I did have to change this fuel hose here. I must... Either when I bought it or before I bought it, I had a little nick in it, so it leaked a little bit, but all changed now. Fuel pressure's all good. I've just cleaned up a few bits and pieces, and then down under this fella, I have tidied up all the fuel hose. I ended up putting a 90 on the end here when I got the new hose, so it just sits a bit nicer. And then deep under here, we have all the clutch mechanism is all in. So what you do, you push this back really hard and it locks it down into here. and then it's all sprung loaded, whatever it is. And also, previously when you watched me before we put the engine in, I accidentally put the wrong clutch cable in. So when I was ordering it for the year model of the car, which is 76, but 76 have a different, all this mechanism is a little bit different, and so the cable's different. So I've now got the right cable, which has a little 90-degree bend in it, and it bolts, these two little bolts up here, bolt into this bit here. So that's all ready to go. I can now chuck the accelerator cable and bits and pieces up onto that shaft there, which is that end there, which is the accelerator. Yeah, so getting really close under here, which means now that we have to get back into putting the clutch pedal back in. So I'll show you that. So up here we have the pedal set, and so as some of you might have known since watching my first clip, is that now the brake pedal is the same size. So on the back here I had chopped off the original brake pedal which finished there, and I've now added a little bit extra to match up with this one and put the smaller plate on it. I haven't got the other one here, but link in the description for my other video, which is my first ever one, which is pretty bad, but it gets better. Yeah, so it's all ready to go. Clutch cable connection is here, accelerator pedal here. But what I've also done is got everything else ready. So as you've seen, the handbrake cable was handbrake thing was repainted and cleaned up. Shift thing, or shifter housing and shifter, I cleaned up. So the original base piece is all the same, but all the mechanism and shaft on the inside is a little bit different. So just change that over. I didn't really think that needed to be shown, so I didn't show it. Which is all that ready to go. So that, this, and then while I have been tinkering around, I just rebuilt the CVs. So they're nothing special. They just, or actually, they're 6x1. So start again. Rebuilt these. So they're a little bit different. So on this side they have two studs. So here and here are like locating bits. So that's the original Sporto size, which is 4x10mm bolts, or 4x10mm CVs with two studs. But what I have done on the other side, because I have got latest style like 930 ends on the gearbox, I've had to drill out the two studs and put two bolts. So they're there. So now I've got 6x10mm on here instead of 6x8mm, which is the earlier style. Sorry, doesn't really make much difference, but yeah, they're all ready to go. They're just bigger CVs for more power, which it's really not got, so it doesn't make any difference, but nice and easy to have nice solid big axles now. Hinges to chuck back on, accelerator linkage, and then yeah, I did buy a few other bits and pieces, some for another episode, but I did get some new taillight lenses and whatnot. But for now we're going to jump underneath. Actually, no, we're going to jump up the front and clean. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done before this episode finishes, but I'm going to jump under here and clean all this bit up before I chuck the wheels and everything back on. And then we'll jump inside and chuck handbrake and pedals and stuff in. I was going to, and I think I've said before that I was going to take all the sound deadening out, and I will, but at this stage I just want to get the car driving and running. I'm just a little bit impatient. So I'm going to chuck everything in. So later on down the track we can take the pedals out, clean off all the floor, make it all nice and pretty and stuff like that. So for now we're going to jump in and clean the front wheel wells. While they're drying, we'll jump on the inside, chuck everything in and get going. So let's get into it. So, nice and beautiful. It's not, like, I haven't gone ridiculous and got all this off and little bits that are real. Like this old sealer here where they've used same kind of thing for around the aircon, which is no longer here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I've also cleaned up the wheels, which I'll show you in a little bit. But now I'm just gonna, like in here, I've pretty much done the same when I was cleaning up all the engine bay. But there's a little bit there that I want to clean up, and I'm just gonna give the brake caliper and the disc a bit of a clean. So
so happy. It's just something I have been trying to do for so long, with little bits and pieces in the way, and yet runs. And the brakes look good, and it's finally coming together. So hopefully we can get it out on the road soon. But yeah, I'm just ecstatic. It's been so good. But yeah, as you've seen there, last little bit, I just redoing the brakes and cleaning up bits and pieces and painting the rear uh, rotors. Just I don't know if it'll last long, but it's just that rusty bit on the edge of the rotor that doesn't get used. I thought I'll give it a paint and hopefully it stays on there. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm so happy. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers.